home to the famed hand and footprint ceremony that you all witnessed today. The TCL Chinese Theater for over 9 decades has been honoring the movies and this wonderful ceremony that our cinematic forefather Sid Grauman has created as an everlasting homage to Hollywood and its most whose illustrious career has produced portfolios of music in the last 4 decades. Since we began honoring entertainment pioneers and legends, Oscar winner and multiple Grammy winner Lionel Richie is among the first in his field to be accorded this wonderful hand and footprint ceremony honor. I am very pleased, too, to welcome the host of today's event, the king of late-night TV, Mr. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy's a neighbor, and his studio is right across the street. He's also a fan of the theater. He was here just the other day for the Oscars, where he brought a bunch of Hollywood stars over to surprise some audience members in our theater here. Boy, they were surprised. And by the way, where did we get some of those hot dog rockets? Those were awesome. So without further delay, it's my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I've never had a woman ask me for a hot dog rocket before, so things are off to a positive start. Welcome, everybody. I hope you know that this is, there are lots of stars on Hollywood Boulevard. Practically everybody gets one of those. I have one of those, to just let you know how low rent that is. But to get your hands and feet in cement at this theater is a very, very big deal. And I remember being a little kid and coming here and seeing these, and Lionel to be honored in that way. I hope you realize what a great honor that is. I know you've had so many honors in your life, probably too many honors in your life. I prepared some notes. So, first of all, I wonder who's ready to party Karamu Fiesta forever? Anybody? Come on and sing along. And what about Jambali Dese de Moya? Oh, Jumbo Jumbo. Does anyone know what that means? It means people in the 80s did a lot of drugs. That's what it means. 3 days ago, I was inside the Dolby Theater hosting the Academy Awards. Now I am standing out on the filthy street with Dirty SpongeBob and Crackhead Spider-Man because I love a man named Lionel Richie. I went to my first Lionel Richie concert, my first of many, when I was 16 years old. I was a teenager in Las Vegas. I couldn't get a date, so I brought my mom. It was one of the most exciting and saddest experiences of my life. Lionel was great that night, and he is great to this day. He sold more than 100 million albums. He is a 4-time Grammy winner. He's a 5-time People's Choice Award winner, 16-time American Music Award winner. He won a Golden Globe. He has an Oscar. He's got the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And now he will be buried in the cement here for all time. Lionel had so many hits and so many crazy outfits. And I have to say, it's hard to imagine how a person can sing about being easy on like Sunday morning while he's wearing a beaded fringe bolero jacket topped with an afro the size of a tumbleweed. But somehow Lionel Richie did it. He has done it all. And today we pay tribute to a man who had a dream. He had an awesome dream. And that dream comes true today. But before we introduce Lionel and get on with the ceremony, I want to introduce someone who will introduce someone else who will then introduce Lionel. This gentleman is an Academy Award-winning filmmaker. He's an Emmy and Golden Globe winner, a New York Times best-selling author, and he has hands down the best hair in Southern California. Please welcome Brian Grazer. Brian?
Okay. Thank you for having me here, Lionel. I really appreciate it. And look, this is such an honor. It's beyond belief to have your hands and feet here embedded in the Grauman's Chinese Theater. And very, very few musicians actually have been bestowed this particular honor. And it's just tremendous. And for me, I mean, like everybody else, we've known Lionel Richie either personally or we've met him or have seen him or watched him. And to be around him energetically, it is only a good thing. He only represents goodness. And to feel that kind of goodness around you is such a powerful force. And he's been able to imbue that in his music. And by the way, which was so prescient, to have songs and music and themes about love. And we definitely need more of love right now. Do you agree? So, beyond all of his artistic achievements, he singularly reaches people with the word and the message of love. And it's beyond just the beauty of that, but it's just something that we need. It's an international voice. And to me, Lionel Richie is a role model and a global leader, which to me is something that transcends an artist unto itself. It's something that is so powerful, and we all want to sort of be around it and role model it and do it. There's so many different achievements in his life, but the one that for me personifies a lot of what he's done is the We Are the World. And when he and Michael Jackson created and wrote We Are the World, and he, along with Michael and other artists, performed in when We Are the World, it became a movement. And I know it was originally to aid Africa, but ultimately it actually was a unifier. It unified humanity itself, which is such a powerful force. And again, wouldn't it be nice to have Lionel do that again in this particular time in our lives in our country? So, and I don't know if you've seen We Are the World, but to watch it, and I've watched it at least 100 times, and just recently in my backyard, when things affect your mood and they elevate your state of mind, you just do better things. It inspires you. It forces you to do better things. It forces you to have an attitude of love with, look at that, with other people. And once again, it does create a movement unto itself. And I lost my track of where I was going. But anyway, you've had a long and accomplished career. And you've done this singularly with elegance and artistic excellence. And so congratulations, Lionel Richie. An awesome award. So as Jimmy stated, I will now introduce Samuel L. Jackson, who we all know. Whoa. He has an endless amount of credits. But we know he also is an artist that not only performs at a high level of excellence, but he's a cultural icon. He's affected people's lives in many, many ways. He, of course, in Quentin Tarantino's movie Pulp Fiction, all of his lines are quotable. And now I know I think you're doing a Star Wars movie. You have an endless amount of films. No, you're not doing a Star Wars movie. I'm wrong about Star Wars. All right. I should have read this little piece of paper. Cannes Films Awards. All right, okay, let's just keep, come on up. Okay, I think I did
it. Hello. I couldn't help myself. Good morning. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad we're all here celebrating Lionel Richie. God, seems like I grew up with him. I didn't, but we were both in the South. I was in Tennessee. He was in Tuskegee. But we were both in school at the same time. In fact, when I met the brick house of my life, LaTanya, she was on her way to sing background for the Commodores. Yeah, amazingly, well, in 1971. Since then, I've run into Lionel kind of everywhere. I remember walking down a lonely hallway in London in a hotel,
And a guy was coming toward me, his head down, kind of walking slowly, and I looked up and it was him. We both had a great laugh, a great smile. We hugged each other and was like, so lonely here in London. It's raining, it's cold. But we put a smile on each other's faces and kept moving. We spent time together at some award shows. It seems like I'm meeting you all the time in Europe. I don't see you that much when I'm in the States. I always see you when I'm in Europe. In fact, one of the last concerts I saw of Lionel's was in the south of France. We were on vacation, and somebody said, Lionel Richie's performing here tonight. We were like, what? Make a phone call. So LaTanya made a phone call. We end up at the concert. We're backstage. We're talking to Lionel. I'm like, wow, these people, it's going to be great tonight. We're going to have a ball. It's hot and very nice. People are drinking champagne. And he's like, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm like, surprise us doing what? He said, well, I made a couple of albums over here that never got released in the States. I'm like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, we're out there. We're dancing on the ceiling and helloing and brick housing and killing it. And all of a sudden, he breaks into this song that none of the black people at the show know, which just happened to be, me, my wife, Magic Johnson, Cookie, John and Vicky Palmer, and Star Jones. We don't know this song. Plus, it's not in English. But everybody at the concert was up and singing this song, which is, real living proof that this man touches people all over the planet. I mean, they were up and they were killing it. He did that a couple times to us that night. Took us out of the concert and let them have it. Never forgave you for that. But this is an amazing and great honor to come from where I know he came from, in Tuskegee, Alabama, as a young man having dreams of being just a successful musician. The dream of being a star is bigger than anything, you can imagine. So when people say, wow, did you dream about this when you were growing up? You can go, you know what? I had no idea what the dream was. I dreamt about something, but this is way, way bigger than that dream. And to end up in a place like this that we saw on television forever, people on their knees, putting their hands in the cement, writing their names and putting their feet in, is something that is beyond our imagination. So congratulations, Lionel. This is a wonderful thing. And I'm really, really glad that I could be here and be part of it. Without further ado, the man who made Hitman's Bodyguard a real hit movie is Lionel, because I called him about a song. I called him about Hello, because I wanted to use it in a movie. And it's a very strange place, beautiful love song, and I'm meeting or seeing Salma Hayek for the first time, and she's just killing people in a bar. And it was a beautiful use of that song, and thank you so much. And the success of that film is all yours. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Lionel Richie.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you so much, Samuel L. Jimmy, thank you so much. So I'm watching and listening. Why do I feel like I've just passed away? Lionel was this and Lionel did that, and I'm sitting there going, Jimmy, can you see me? Can you see me? Am I here? Jimmy, can you see me? Can you see me, Jimmy? Anyway, this is beyond my wildest dreams. And every time I think about where I started, I think about Tuskegee and the motto that my family used to always say to us, the people who were there raising us: failure is not an option. I didn't know where I was going to go with that title, but failure was not an option. But to have my Tuskegee family right there in the corner, these are my homeboys and homegirls from preschool, elementary school, high school, college. It's not every day you have that happen right here. I have my family. I have Lisa, Miles, love you so much. Deborah, my sister, John, Gregory. And on this side, I have all the people that got me here. Suzanne, Lucian Grange, I must say, Sir Lucian. But every one of you And there are many, many more that could have been here. God, you guys, I'm looking at my family out there. We actually got here, and I would love to tell you I did it all by myself. I did not do it by myself. Many of you carried me across the finish line. There were days when I was absolutely confused and was not sure where I was going. And words of wisdom came out of your mouths and said, you're going in the right direction. Just keep going that way. Thank you, Dr. Greg. And so tonight, this afternoon, this morning, I'm so screwed up. I just want to say that this is probably the most out-of-body experience I have ever experienced in my entire life. And I'm so happy to be here to represent this. And I cannot wait to get my hands and my feet in this cement. Because I was the kid that grew up in Tuskegee, and every time they poured a sidewalk somewhere, I wanted to put my hands, feet, and my name in it. And every time I go back to Tuskegee, I realize they tore that sidewalk up. So this time I know they will not tear this sidewalk up. My hands and feet will be here for quite a while. Thank you all so very much for coming, for being here for me. God bless you. Thank you very much. Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad. I can't get away with this. See, I love when people say, you forgot to say something about Nicole. I mean, Nicole, I count as 6 children all by herself. Miles Richie, my son, Sophie is coming. She's in traffic, but she'll be here for the last photo. That's it. I got it. I covered it. Thank you. This is a quit. All right, let's see it. I now need a doctor. Hold those hands up, Lionel. Yeah! Lionel! Thank you. You got us. Lionel, you got us. Lionel! Eyes to your left. Eyes to your left, Lionel. Eyes to your left. Eyes to your left. Thank you. Right here, Lionel. Right here. Thank you. Awesome. Lionel, this way. All right. Take your 30. Disgusting. My feet are not going in that way. Really? Yeah, we got this. So the backhand, so the back was all messed up. How do we put that up? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yes, I believe. Science. 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 Lionel, eyes left, right here, Lionel. Shorty. Sophie's here. Sophie's here. My daughter's here. Sophie made it. Is that good? Yeah. I'm now stuck in the cement. I have a problem. I gotta give you. Wait, hold it. Hand it off. Help me. Help. Brother, that's a problem. Coming out. Here we go. Yeah. Yo. I'm just glad I'm above the slab of concrete instead of below. Ah! Go ahead. Are we ready?
Yeah, so if you want to come back to the side.
All right. Lionel. Yes! Lionel, here on your left. Yes! Lionel. I can't stay here long. I don't have my thing. You must know. That's it. Goodbye. Ow! Did you all? Thank you. I got to tell you something. I am having the best time of my life. Thank you all so much for being here. My daughter Sophia just showed up. So now she can make the, can you see me? Can you see my, okay, all right. So now, all of my kids are here. I'm very happy about this, all right? Lucian, thank you for coming. I'm just so happy. George, Bob. So, that's it. I'm not going to take this picture. I'm sweating.
Hey, as soon as you know, run. As soon as you know where they're going, go line up. And then I'll follow you. Right. All right, guys. Gentlemen, straight ahead, please. Nice. Smile. Hey, gentlemen, just looking here for me, gentlemen.
And everybody this way.
Eyes left, please. Eyes left. Eyes left, right here, please. That's it. Please, that's it.
Jimmy, Lionel, far left, please. And everybody far left.
I'll move out of the way, then you can start yelling at him. I know. Wait,
God likes legs on my shot.
We like it. All right.
Yes. Thank you. Straight ahead. Hi. Yeah.
Congratulations, Lionel Richie. That was awesome. Of course, for sure. Just God, he's just there. Yeah. Made it.
Never on this side over here. John on this side over here. John on this side. Oh, you know. You got it. Let's do left first.
Yeah, he'll look. Oh, that's the real camera.
Left first. There we go. And straight ahead. To the right. To the right.
To your left, please.
To the center.
In the back.
And to the left. To the left.
Eyes to the left, right here.
Arms out this way.
Alright, so we go left first.
Just shooting, bro.
Everyone, far left.
Center.
Smile. Eyes right here. Far left.
Far left.
Far left, please.
Lionel, Paul, far left.
Eyes far left, please.
Far
Far left.
Far left. Far left.
Thank you. Thank you.
You won't get the shade though. None of these guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, good for you. Just keep hands
One left, one left. Stay with me.
Oh, there you go. Hold that right there. And leave that line up.
Yeah, that's right. Eyes left. All of y'all right here. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Far left, please.
I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, come in. What is it? What is it? All right. All Tuskegee. All right, never first.
Inside in the house.
All right.